Hey guys, Clumsy here. Welcome back to ETS2 Season 2. We are making our way towards the ranks, 20k in the bank now. Finished a job here, making our way north of Norway, even more north. And I found a job that doesn't pay that well, but it takes us the right direction. So in this episode, we'll be driving from Lillehammer to Trondheim. Quick, short trip, I think around 300 kilometers, but before that, a very painful thing to do. I just finished fueling up here, if you remember from the previous episode. We were almost empty, and now I'm full, but as I leave this place, I will get charged. So here we go. Let's see how much that will subtract from our accounts. Is it free? Oh, there we go. Dang it. Okay, so I think around what, 1,000 euros. Yikes, almost. Whew, it's painful. Anyway, it's all done. We're fully fueled, and now we can get on the road. 1 second. I do still have the TomTom lady here, or was it the Garmin lady? I think the Garmin lady. So let's go in route, so we can discover that question mark right there. So I'll go turn right and then follow. Thank you, by the way, guys, for the notice, the heads up on how to work with these voice navigation systems. It looks like there is a delay, that it only starts when you leave the company or the premises here, the building. That's when you would get guided. If you remember in the previous episode,
Turn right.
Yeah, there, exactly. I made that wrong turn because that voice navigation came a bit late, because it only starts when you leave the building. So I guess what we need to do as a workaround is to try and make that as slow as possible, stop right outside the premises, wait for her to guide us, and then we can go whichever direction.
After
So we don't
100 yards, turn left.
So we don't get in that same trouble as last time. Also, you guys have been pointing
Turn
out
left.
that yes, it is not using the metric system. It's still saying yards, saying rotaries and whatnot. But we get the point. We get the message.
After
So it shouldn't be that
yards,
bad.
Turn right.
Volvo dealer discovered. That might come in
Turn
handy
right.
eventually. Will do. Very nice. Alright. I also lessened the engine sounds a bit. Hope you guys are fine with that.
Cross the rotary. Second exit.
It's not as loud anymore as before. I think it's a bit more gentle to the ears, because before the sounds were a bit matching with my
Exit
voice. So I had to kind of like raise my voice a little too, so that I'm sure I'll be heard. But you guys let me know if you want to readjust it back, okay? I can adjust as necessary. Okay, let's make our way north. What time is it? It's 7 in the morning. Ooh, which one am I taking? I have no idea. I think it might have been that one. Dang it, lady. So I looked at the signs and saw that Trondheim was to the right. Why didn't she tell me? Okay, here we are. Oh, that looks beautiful. Bridge over the river. That might be a viable screenshot opportunity later. Clear on the left. Looking good. Alright, let's get going. Maybe I should start doing both, having the GPS on and having the guidance from the voice. I'm not sure, we'll see. Starting to lose trust in her, but let's give her one more chance. After all, I don't think there are many windy roads in here. And we have signs, that's the good thing, because we are in ProMods country right now for sure-ish. Yeah, I think this is ProMods Trondheim, 348 kilometers. And that's exactly where we're going. Now we are delivering this to the High Cube. No, to Stena Line, there you go. This is a box container High Cube. This is from Arnook's trailer pack, if I remember correctly. Container, cargo, trailer pack, whatnot. And that's why you see a very different look on the trailer. Real companies and whatnot. And that's also why that's why it also pays not as good, unfortunately. Compared to other freight market jobs, this pays really bad. Like, it's pretty heavy, 24 tons, but how much it pays per kilometer, it's not the best. So I think this trip we only earn like 3,000 euros or something like that. It was a hard choice because I wanted to get money for sure. We need more money to grow our company. But at the same time, I wanted to go to the right direction, which is north. And it was very hard to find a job going north. I don't think there are lots of job opportunities at the moment. But managed to find something eventually. Wow. Very nice. We do have right of way. Looking good. Now that's a beautiful looking lake. Is it a lake? Looks close enough. And that is a very windy road. Hello, Norway. You can see though, if you look closely enough in front, those cliffs. The textures are kind of old, aren't they? I mentioned it in the previous video, the mod spotlight video, where we featured the MAN-TGX 06 2015 by Glover. I mentioned about the ProMods premiere, the ProMods preview of Austria, done by Fisher. Now that features the latest developments, latest improvements in textures, in map making, in everything. And it looks very different from this one. This looks very nice, yes, but it's starting to look a bit dated compared to that one. That's the trouble. We continue getting improvements, getting the textures, the models, the map making techniques continue evolving, and the newer areas for sure reflect that, but as a result it becomes more obvious when some areas get left behind. Like those mountains in the distance, they look good, but the textures are a bit old, aren't they? Still looks great, so we can enjoy that part. Very mountainous region, and this is why exactly I chose to drive through here in these parts. Very windy roads, but not to the point that it gets you off the cliff or something.
Keep right.
Still safety, but at least you're not in trouble anymore. Just enough to keep you on your toes and make sure you're driving with full attention. Not going on autopilot. 225 kilometers. Okay, so it looks like we've traveled 100 kilometers already. That's quick. You guys often happen to have that kind of thing, autopilot? Your habits kicking in? It's like you don't even notice anymore when you're, I don't know, doing some routine thing, washing the dishes or taking a bath. It's like one moment you plan to take a bath and then the next moment it's done already. Going on autopilot. Sometimes when it comes to driving, that also happens, right? It's like your muscle memory is all there and you have your eyes on the road, but your focus is on completely something else, thinking about something else. It just becomes so much of a second nature that it's basically autopilot, which is quite interesting how all that works.
Keep right.
Will do. Good thing the signage is pretty accurate, so we don't need to fully rely on the voice. I can also rely on some signs, like what we did a while ago, to make sure that we were actually headed the right way, not going south the opposite way. Yeah, the signage is beautiful. Some country roads here, mountain passes and whatnot, which is where the exciting things are. The highways are cool and everything, but if you want really the scenic sights, yeah, so these are the types of roads that we're looking for. Oh, that guy's actually overtaking. Okay, let's let him through. Very nice. It's been a while since I've driven through this area. I actually don't remember this anymore. I'm sure I've driven through here at some point. I remember this was added in one of the not really recent but quite old ProMods versions, but this is one area that I really wanted to explore back then when it came out. I mean, how could you not, right? I would bet this is a few years old already, this area, and it still looks great. Even from the side mirror there, how that looks. Oh, that looks so good. Even this one. When can we travel again? That is the question. We'll see. Hang in there, guys. In the meantime, we can all virtually travel like so. Speaking of virtually traveling together, you guys excited for the convoy feature in ETS2? I actually thought it would have been released by now. Well, maybe it has been released by now, but that's the hope. But as I'm recording this, nothing yet. Still only in ATS, that convoy feature. Still no mod support, but they are learning more things, squashing more bugs. There was a recent beta update that improved some items that were reported, so that's good. Tombas. But still no mod support. I think that will come in later once all things get ironed out. And still no ETS2 convoy official. Even in no experimental beta yet for 141. It's quite interesting.
Rotary. First exit.
Will do. Trondheim, yeah. Consistent
Exit
with the
ahead.
signs. Beautiful. That's one more thing I'm bothered about, those like melting road signs. Road markings in front. I don't know what causes that. It seems like, I don't know, maybe the textures of the road markings are kind of sinking beneath the model of the road, something like that. I notice that occasionally, but it doesn't always happen. It's a bit weird, isn't it? I wonder if anyone knows the technical reason for that, and if that's something that can be improved in the map making, or is that a mod conflict on my end? Let me know, okay? Because I have gotten used to that, so it doesn't bother me that much, but from time to time I still notice it. Good. Thankfully, we are traveling to, I guess it's a very famous city. It looks like a very big city because all the signs are pointing to that point. That city that we're going to. We are speeding. Really interesting. That chime you heard is the chime that the voice navigation makes when you're speeding. I guess it was a 50 there. Now it's 70 though. Okay, good. Relaxing drive. I can almost smell the fresh air. Let's lower that a bit. Inhale. Exhale. Oh yeah. Actually got goosebumps there imagining how cold and how fresh the air is here. Very nice. It's an added immersion point, isn't it? Windows. Remember those days when we didn't have the chance to open our windows at all? Yeah. So many improvements have happened in Truck Sim through the years. Yeah, I remember there was someone, who was it? Can't remember specifically. There was someone in Discord who was asking me about my track IR settings and a video about it. So I linked them to the first video ever I had after I got a track IR, which was, I don't know, back in 2016 maybe? Yeah, it's been maybe 5 years since then. And that video, we were driving an Actros, and the graphics back then in 2016, not quite as good as we have now. Actually, you can really distinguish the difference. So we've gone quite a bit. The evolution of this game and our standards for that matter. It's quite nice. It all seems like small updates, but that's how it is in many things, right? The small things are what matter. These incremental updates, which seemingly are like nothing, like they're not adding anything, add them all up and you arrive at something that is significantly better than what you had a year ago, 2 years ago, or even more especially. Slow down, looks like there's a construction zone up ahead. Yes, I'm following all the rules now because you cannot afford to get tickets just because of negligence. We need every single euro in here. Alright, looking good. Alright. But yeah, that's the way it is. And that's a very good point in what I listened to as well. I think it's also listed in some books. Opdal. The, what do you call it? 1% rule? But yeah, the 1%, like the power of 1% in my own words. Like you don't have to really improve overnight. That's actually not realistic, right? It's not a good standard. It's putting too much pressure on yourself. Just think about improving even just 1%.
Cross the rotary. First exit.
And those 1%, they all stack up. Just improve, keep on
Exit
improving.
ahead.
Even a very, very small amount in whatever it is that you are trying to get better at. It's important that you're better today than you were yesterday. And then before you know it, you'll be on a completely different level. And this is something that I can truly relate to, from the smallest things to the very serious things. Like, for example, I'm not sure how to classify. I would classify this as very important, the helicopter training I've had recently in the sim. So I knew nothing about helicopters, right? And I started trying them out. Absolutely amazing experience. I couldn't get enough. Bought a payware helicopter. The first one in Microsoft Flight Simulator. Had a blast, but also was blasted off because of how hard to fly it was. And it was frustrating in the beginning, you know, not being able to fly it. Always crashing, always going somewhere where I wasn't pointing it to. Basically, it felt like, well, I haven't tried it myself, but I can imagine it's a heck of a feat to do, like riding a bull, like one of those rodeos, right? Trying to control the bull. Something like that is what happened when trying to control that helicopter, that Bell 47. Didn't know so many controls were involved in it. Trondheim, straight ahead. And it was frustrating in the beginning because I couldn't understand. And I spent hours on it and I still couldn't. It's like just a mystery. But yes, that 1%, that idea that you don't have to be amazing overnight, you don't have to get it overnight. Just keep on doing it. Just keep on practicing and improving. Like, treasure the small wins, right? Oh yes, I may not be able to hover yet, but I know how to start it now. I know how much control I need for this specific maneuver, for this very basic maneuver, you know, simple things. I know how to switch on the lights. I know how to switch on the engine. Very basic things, and step it up, step it up, step it up. One thing at a time. I can hover today, I cannot hover tomorrow. I can hover again now. I can hover more consistently. I can land, I can do approaches, I can control my speed. All that stuff. And it took me so long, and it still takes me so long. I mean it's not done, right? The improvement area is so long, the time. But now at least I can say I can fly it. Not perfectly, but probably won't be crashing in most of the flights. Yeah, still sometimes I still struggle. Still a bull after all. But after, I think it was more than 2 weeks, let's say 3 weeks of daily flying, couple of hours practicing, trying to enjoy the entire process, it bears fruit somehow. And now when I look back, wow, just it's the muscle memory starts learning. At least I can fly it to a point. And I flew a fixed wing yesterday in the simulator, the Turbo Arrow. Fixed wing are the airplanes, for those who are not into aviation, like the usual shape of an airplane, right? Because it's a fixed wing, or it's a rotary wing, a helicopter, or a normal airplane. So I flew one of the airplanes, and coming from all that helicopter bull riding, flying a fixed wing feels like riding a horse, maybe.
Cross the rotary. First exit.
So it's much more stable. And it
Exit
feels almost too easy in comparison. But it's super relaxing as well. So yesterday I just flew most of the day, exploring the UK, touring it out, going to different airports, landing and whatnot. And it was so relaxing. There was no pressure at all anymore. In comparing where I was initially when I first started learning about flight sims, about how to fly planes, I was crashing into volcanoes and whatnot, right? If you guys remember those days. Didn't know what a flight director was, didn't know anything about them. Yes, 1% bit by bit. And now all those 1% are stacking up, and at least I know something. You know, I can fly. That's quite interesting. There was a speed limit right behind the fence, but no one could see that, I'm sure. If that was a speed limit at all. Welcome to Trondheim, everybody. Looking great here, looking high end. Lots of fences for sure. What are they covering? I have no idea. Looking pretty good here though, but I'm not sure where we're going. Let me just double check. Stena line, okay, so by the port probably. But yes, so yesterday as I was flying, I thought, maybe let's do an emergency procedure. So I cut off the engine mid-flight. It was, I think, 10,000 feet above the ground. And I just cut off the engine, I just closed the engine. And before, I would have been absolutely scared about that. 1 second, I don't know where we're going. Okay, straight ahead. Because the lady seems to have gone terribly quiet. What's her name again? I think Lori, if I remember correctly. Okay, Trondheim.
Keep right.
To the right, thank
After
you.
50 yards, exit right ahead.
There she is. Okay, good.
Exit right ahead.
So I cut off the engine, basically turning the plane into a glider. And I was like looking for a
Cross the
suitable
rotary.
landing
Third
spot
exit.
on the ground, and it was just like nothing. Before if I did that, I would have been like screaming into my PC, panicking all over. Here it's just like feels like a textbook landing, and I landed fairly smoothly,
Exit
I guess.
ahead.
Not the best, but not the worst either. Definitely a safe landing. And like, oh, this is cool. Like, I've improved quite a bit from before. Still a lot of improvements to do, but treasure the small wins, right? Pretty nice. And speaking of pretty nice, here we are. After that monologue, here we are in Trondheim. Is that a tram? Looking pretty nice here. All custom, all good. Oh, I wish I could go here in real life. Eventually. What's the speed limit? 60. Okay. Now look, guys, for Stena line, okay? Slow down. Engine brake is messing with me. I was trying to slow down using the engine brake and it was like shifting up and down, up and down. No guidance at all. It was totally confused. Might have to have the mechanic check that one out.
Cross the rotary. Second exit.
Thank you. That's what we need. Proper voice guidance. But I kind of like this.
Exit ahead.
Being able to focus more on the scenery, enjoying what's in front of us, and not relying or not fixating on the map, on the GPS, traveling the way it's supposed to go. It's like having a local guide you where you go. Aside from that,
Cross the rotary. First exit.
just looking in front and enjoying whatever we have, wherever we arrive, wherever we get to. Quite nice.
Exit ahead.
Good.
Keep right.
Will do.
Cross the rotary. First exit.
Gotcha.
Exit ahead.
It's a very big city, huh?
After 100 yards, turn right.
Are we here? Oh, looks
Turn
like it's
right.
this one. Okay. Guess that's the only place to go to. Oh, interesting. It's like a secret underpass here. Okay. Bit steep, but that should be able to handle our height. No problem. Yeah. This is probably one way, huh? Hopefully. That's the way that might be a bit delicate. Okay, looks like it's this one. There it is. Good. Thank you, Lori.
You have reached your destination.
Great help. That was sneaky. Alright, so how do we park this thing? Let's try to take up the entire space here. Open our windows. Looking good there. Man, that shifting sound. I'll never get used to that. Croaking frog sound. Did that only come in with the Actros MP4? I think so, right? I don't think the MP3 had that sound. But I remember more about the MP3 and MP2 for that matter, were the clicking sounds inside the truck. I think they call it ETS. That kind of manual shifting using clicking. Very clicky. Should be okay. No one else here. Yeah, that's fine. lining it up there, and that should be good to go. Perfect. Awesome. Made it. Not the best paying job, but very good nonetheless. I'll take it. Awesome. How much did we earn? At least we didn't get any damage, no penalties, got a few bonuses, 3,800, and got quite a bit of XP. I'll take that. So where are we now? We traveled from... Oh, I didn't get to discover that question mark. Lillehammer to Trondheim. Yes, there you go. So hopefully I find something that goes east and then north. Make our way more and more to the north. More and more scenic sites. Right? But anyway, for now, hope you guys enjoyed that video. Looking forward to the next one as we make our way more northbound. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day. Clumsy trucking, guys, and catch you in the next one. Bye-bye.